Welcome to the Books and Martinis Podcast.
I'm Priya.
And I'm Mercy.
And this is your go-to book podcast,
where we lift, empower, and spotlight authors.
Grab your martini and follow along.
And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to our podcast. I'm Priya.
I'm Mercy. Priya, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Very good. Hey, cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
How's that martini going?
Yes, it's almost gone.
Yum.
Your day's doing good? How's Tennessee?
Let's start. So good. Oh my God, look. Here's my little...
What is that?
My crackers.
You having snacks? I want some snacks.
They haven't had anything to eat. I'm so hungry.
Well, snacks are pretty good when you're reading through your TBR, because that's what we're talking about today.
Yay! Okay, I have a lot of TBR.
Oh my God.
So, I'm telling you right now, full disclosure,
yeah,
I'm not reading them all in a month. There's just no way. This is work in progress.
All right.
But I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay. Well, I'm just sharing the books that I'm going to try to read in the month of March.
Oh, you're brave.
Yeah,
no, not I. Okay, so I'll start since I have so many.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I started this one, Let Them.
Yes.
So I started this. It took me forever to get. I finally got it. I was over the moon, then I had it, and I've been reading it. I'm kind of buddy reading it with my mom, of all people, believe it or not. Yeah. So,
that's interesting.
Yeah. So I'm reading it. I haven't had a lot of progress in it, but I've loved it. It's just I've had so much going on, Priya, with moving from Florida to Tennessee. And I got the flu after I went to New York. And it's just been one thing after another. And it's been crazy. Anyway, so I'm reading it. So this is not a quick book. I don't think it's something I'll read like within a month. It's kind of, I'm pacing myself. And I'm also kind of going with my mom on it. So that's that. Then I committed to read with my daughter Sam the Bible in a year. So
that's intense.
It's like super tiny font.
Yeah.
And because we started this just recently, we have to catch up to the day. So it's supposed to be that you read every single day a section, right? But because we started so late in the game, we're kind of reading 3 and 4 sections at a time. So it's a lot of reading, and it's deep stuff. You got to read it a couple of times to like really understand what's happening. So this TBR right here is a year project. So I'll be reading this for the whole year with Sam. So excited about it.
Love it. Love it.
Yes, of course, we have our book of the month, which we spoke about last week, which is The Society of Lies. So that's part of the books that I'm reading. I also picked this one up because it's a tiny little book. So I picked it up thinking that I would read it on my drive from Florida to Tennessee.
Yeah.
And it turned out that I didn't, but I hear incredible things about it.
What's the name of it?
It is called Small Things Like These. Oh. So, so it's supposed to be excellent. It's shortlisted for a Booker Prize. Again, as soon as I read, this is a quick one. As soon as I read it, I'll let you know if it was all that, but I have heard excellent things about it. It was recommended like 5 different people at Barnes & Noble. So I have that one. Then this one I've had forever and ever. So I just bought the book, but I've seen the book for a very long time at bookstores. I'm sure you've seen it too. So it's called Before the Coffee Gets Cold. And it's stories.
Sounds like our lives.
Right? So it's supposed to be short. It's a short story about 2 people sharing. I haven't read it, as you can see, but it's supposed to be they're sharing something that's happened in their lives or in previous lives or something to that effect.
Yeah.
It sounds incredible. And I've been wanting to read it for years since it came out. And now I see that they have Tales from the Cafe, Before Your Memory Fades, Before We Say Goodbye, and Before We Forget Kindness. So they're all
that's so sweet.
They're beautiful. So I want to read the entire collection, but I got the first one. So that's where I'm at with this one. So I am hoping to read this one this month. But again, a lot of reading. Then this one I bought in December. I read this book 10 years ago, but my girlfriend Oprah said that you should read it
Your
10
personal
years later.
Your personal friend.
Yeah, she's my
Your
pre-10
bestie.
BFF. So she said that this is a book that you should read 10 years later because clearly we're in a different stage of our life.
Hmm.
And, she's a wise woman.
What's the name
So
of
I
it?
thought it is called A New Earth, The
Mm,
Awakening to Your Life's Purpose. So
mm.
it's basically about being able to put your ego to the side so that you can move forward.
Never.
So I want to read it. Not sure that this is going to be on the top because I have so many other ones. Then I got, don't get bored. These are fun. Then I got
No one said anything.
a biography of James Patterson because I love James Patterson. I have
Hmm.
like a million of his books, and he was one of the first ones that inspired me to read, even though it
Yes.
had to do with like grotesque serial killers and stuff. And then I couldn't sleep, but I was really into his books. And he wrote a book about himself. And I'm really interested in the book because as a writer, as one of the best writers of his time, he shares a lot of things that inspired him, obstacles, just everything about a writer's point of view. And so it looks like a really good read. So I'm
Yeah.
going to
I know
share.
you love his books. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
totally
So
makes
this
sense.
is him about him. So I'm excited
Yeah.
about this one. And then my last one, I was intrigued by this one. So, my youngest daughter is a therapist, Lauren.
Yeah.
So she's a family therapist and a child therapy
Hmm.
therapist. And so there's this book and it's called Group. And it is how one therapist and a circle of strangers saved my life.
Oh,
And it looks like such a great story.
therapists, when you find a good therapist, they are
They
life
are,
changing.
yeah, they're your lifeline.
Yes.
Absolutely. And so this kind of talks about that, and I'm excited about it. So those are
Yay.
my books. So as I
Yay.
read them, I'll let you know next month. I'll come back. I'll probably buy twice the amount, but
Hmm.
I'm hoping to read half of the amount. That's where I'm at. Tell me about yours.
Okay. So, of course, my lot's going to be totally different than yours. And that's what I love about us. We're like salt and pepper.
Yeah.
Uh, so the first book that I have on my TBR is actually someone we're going to be interviewing. So I know you mentioned that, our book of the month, Society of Lies. That's definitely on my
Yes.
TBR. But we're also reading and interviewing Promise in Fire by
I'm waiting
Jasmine
for my
Malt.
book, Jasmine. I'm waiting
Yes,
for my book.
yes. So I know this is on your TBR too, but
Yes,
you don't
yeah.
have it.
Another one.
So my books are a mix of audio, hard copy, and Kindle. So
Yeah.
this one I have in hard copy. Thank you, Jasmine, for sending it. The book cover is beautiful. There's a burning dragon on the front and lots of
Ooh.
beautiful graphics on the inside, and I can't wait to read it. And we're interviewing her. Our interview is coming out in April, so definitely watch out for that one. Okay. I'm also, so in the mornings, I do my audiobooks when I'm at the gym. And I'm currently, and I don't know if you could see it on my phone, listening to this one. So it's Alien Spicy Smut. And
What's it called?
it's called Freeing Luca by
Oh,
Victoria Aveline. And this is
okay.
the second book in the series that I'm reading. The first one was so good. This book is super sweet and spicy. It's about women getting abducted by aliens. I love that stuff. My books are about that.
Yes,
Uh,
ma'am.
Next, I have, so in February, late February, the book Rebel Witch by Kristen Ciccarelli is coming out. It's the sequel to the Heartless Hunter book, Crimson Moth series, and Crimson Moth series is so good. And I'm super excited to read this in hard copy. I don't have it with me right now to show you on screen, but
Hmm.
I am going to devour that book. I need to find out what happens with Gideon, the
Ooh,
main character.
gotcha.
And then on Kindle, I'm going to be devouring again The Midnight Arrow is by one of my favorite smutty sci-fi authors. Her name is Zoe Draven. I've read all of her Horde Horde King series.
Okay.
And then she has other books that are just super super delicious. So this one's called Midnight Arrow and that's going to be on deck for my March reads. And hopefully I'll get through all of them. I try to like diversify so I can listen to the audio in the gym, do the Kindle when, I don't have proper lighting. I could just flip it on because, it's lit.
Right. Yes.
And then hard copy whenever I get a chance. Of course, our books for book club that we have to read and for the podcast we have to read. But yeah, I like to like mix it up. So in every situation, I have a book available to me. If it's on my
I love
phone, it's
that.
on the Kindle, it's in my bag, hard copy sitting at home on my
Yeah.
desk. I can pick it up and read it.
I have the same thing. I have the same thing. And I'll tell you, I think I told you the last time we recorded for TBR, but I'm not 100% sure if I told
Yeah.
you or not. But I have in my plan of action in my brain, like in my vision board, where every single month I want to read our book club book. I
Uh-huh.
also want to read a self-help book as part of my mind, body, and soul kind of goal for this year for 2025. So that's where some of these books come in. They're just good for the soul. And then I have a leadership book. So
Oh,
I have like leadership. I have uh, yeah, all that good stuff. So
you
yeah.
you
So I
love
have
your
different.
yeah, you love your self-help books. You are
I
so into that.
do. I
It's just
really
the whole
do. I
time
just
I've known
love
you.
them.
You know what I came across the other day in Barnes and Nobles?
What's that?
Think and Grow Rich. And I stood there.
Oh,
Yeah, remember that book we read
I've read that
years
book.
ago? I
Yes.
felt like it changed. I know I felt like it changed my life after I read it.
Right.
And I was just standing there flipping through it. It was such a like a kickback to those
Yeah.
days.
I think it's that entrepreneur mind of ours that's always just like
Hmm.
spinning. And
Working, thinking of
yeah,
ideas.
and
Yep.
there's books that, you read them and I tell myself I could have written that, or I've been doing that,
Right?
or I did that, or
Been there,
yeah.
done
So
that.
yeah, so a
Yep.
lot of that's what I find out now, of course, all these decades later
Hmm.
when I read them, but they're always just fun to read. They
Yeah.
kind of take me back to that mind business set.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I'm excited about all these books.
Yeah. Oh,
So
you know,
when I'll have time to write, I don't
I
know.
forgot to tell you. So you guys will be listening to this episode after the event, but for years, Barnes and Nobles has been having the book festival
All that.
in Union
So,
Square, New York City, and they stopped
mhm.
it during COVID. I think it was they stopped it, and they brought it back this year, and I got
I saw you got
tickets.
tickets. I'm so happy for you. I saw that.
And let me tell you, they sold out so quickly. So I set my alarm for 9 o'clock. That's when they went up on Valentine's Day.
Yes.
And I was watching a show. I was trying to catch up with one of my favorite shows. And then I looked at my phone. I was like, "Oh shit, it's 9:15." And I went on, and I was actually able to get tickets for one of the author sessions. Not particularly an author that I wanted to talk to or see or read her books, but
But at least you're in.
at least I am in, y'all. I went
Absolutely.
online. Mad people were complaining like, "Oh, I didn't get tickets. It was so fast. They sold out." So day one went like that. So I had to get day two tickets. It's 2 days.
Okay.
And I'm taking Ava with me. So
Oh,
I'm like
nice.
super excited. I'll definitely post, on my story that
Yes.
day when we go, but it's March 15th. So you guys will be listening and seeing this episode after that
Nice.
day. Yeah. Super
I
excited.
love that. Oh, I saw that. I was so happy for you. I remember seeing that.
And
Good for
I
you. Can't
paused for a
wait.
second, like, do I text Mercy right now, see if she wants to come? Because you were just in New York.
I was just there.
I was like,
I'll be
is she
I'll
gonna
be
want to
in
come back?
Miami. I'll be in Miami
Oh,
because I celebrate Sam's birthday in
yeah.
March. Her
Yes.
birthday is March 14th.
So I had to make, because you have to put the person's name, and I had to make like
Right.
an executive decision, right? I just put Ava's name. It was the
Yes.
easiest thing I could do.
Safe bet.
And that was her little
But
Valentine's Day
we
gift.
need to go to events this year, though. We
Yes, we
really do.
do. We got a plan. We really got a plan. This year's
Mhm.
happening like we're
It'll go
ready at the end.
fast.
Yeah, ready in March. And it's like insane.
It felt like January was 6 months long, but February's been like 2 days long. Does
January
that
was
make any sense?
598 days.
Right?
Right? Right.
Yeah, like I feel like January was forever and then February just flew.
I totally
See how the
agree.
rest of the year goes.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys are right there with us and you're
Yes.
finding joy in every day, even if it's when you crack open one of your books, turn on your audiobook, check out one of the books we recommend. We hope you're finding a little piece of joy in the
Yes.
craziness that we experience in life. And make sure you like, share, follow, subscribe, all that great stuff.
That's it. And we'll see you the next time. Bye, you guys. Stay
Bye,
nice and warm out there.
guys.
It's still winter.
Oh, cheers. Cheers. Let me get my glass.
Come on.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Woo.
Love it.
Bye.
Mm.